Here are the first comment shoutouts from my last video. If you guys want a chance to get a shout out as well, make sure you guys go in the comment section below of this video and be the first, second, or maybe even third person to comment. Thank you for your love and support. Let's hop straight into the video. All right, guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Mr. Baby, and today I'm going to do my best to try and help you decide which of these 7 units you should buy with the Book of War item that Global Dokkan got. So we did receive 3 of these, okay? And there are 7 units to pick from. Now, before I hop into what each unit does, I do want to say one thing. The family Kamehameha units, the Goku, the Gohan, and the Goten, you can purchase 3 copies of these. Whereas the other 4 units, right? The Super Saiyan Goku from the Cooler movie, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and Ultimate Gohan, you can buy only 1 copy of them. So, and I don't mean per Book of War item. I'm saying 1 Book of War item. You can only use 1 of them for these 4 units, and you can use 3 of them to purchase 3 copies of the Family Kamehameha units. That's what I mean. So if you don't have any of these units, I would say skip out on the Family Kamehameha units and maybe go ahead and purchase 3 of these, right? Not 3 of these, I'm saying 3 of these units. So maybe this guy, and maybe this guy. That way you have 3 new units in your box instead of purchasing something like dupes. But again, if you want to go ahead, and pick the Family Kamehameha units, no one's stopping you. I do think that this guy is probably the best here, but I do have something to say about each one of these units. I want to go over each one of these units to help you decide. So first, let's look over this Goku. He has a fodder leader skill, AGL, Int, and STR type. It's just, I don't even want to, units that have that leader skill to this day, it just mind boggles me. I don't know why they didn't just make it all types, but it is what it is. So 2 key and 70% to all stats with AGL, Int, and STR types. Stupid, I know. Super attack causes supreme damage to enemy and raises allies attack by 25% for 1 turn, which is pretty good. And his passive skill, key 3 and attack and defense plus 80% when HP is 30% or above. And then he disables rampage. Now, the one thing I have to say about this guy is that it sucks that if you're under 30% HP, this guy is basically useless. So, you know, I don't really know why they didn't just give him a buff if HP is 30% or below, right? But I mean, it is what it is. This guy, he's not too great, but he's better than nothing, right? Next one we have up is this Super Saiyan Gohan. Now, all types key 2 and 50% to all stats is his leader skill, a pretty decent sub lead. His super attack raises attack for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to enemy. You know, that's pretty decent. And his passive skill, attack plus 90% and defense plus 40% when performing a super attack, disables rampage. The one thing I have to say about this guy is simply he only gets this buff right here if he's super attacking, right? If you're new to the game and you can't get this guy to super attack, he's useless. So something I don't really like. Maybe they can reawaken, re-ECA these guys. I don't know how that would work, but I don't know. Nowadays, this isn't good, right? But other than that, he does fit on a nice group of categories: Hybrid Saiyans, Majin Buu Saga Full Power, Movie Heroes, Goku's Family Siblings Bond, and Super Saiyans and Kamehameha. So this guy is a pretty decent buff for those teams. Next, we have probably what I think is the best unit of the 3 Family Kamehameha units, right? So he has a nuking lead, attack and defense plus 15% per key sphere obtained, which you're not going to use unless you're running the the punching bag event. His super attack causes supreme damage to enemy and raises defense by 30% for 3 turns. And then his passive skill changes physical key spheres to rainbow key spheres, and attack and defense plus 70%, disables rampage. I think he's the best for a few reasons. First, he gets attack and defense plus 70% no matter what. He doesn't, there's no if HP is this or if you have this many key, it's just attacking and defense plus 70%. You can count on that, which I love. Also, he changes physical key spheres into rainbow key spheres. So any team that you run this guy on, it's going to help every other unit super attack, which I love about this guy. Another reason why this guy's really good is because there is a new mode that just came out to JP. It's the chain battle event thing, whatever. Apparently, this guy is very important to have on your team. So that's why I'm actually really glad that I was able to pick him up. So apparently, he's I don't know how that new mode works. I have no idea, but I heard this guy's pretty important. So when I saw this, I definitely picked a copy of him up. Next, we do have the Super Saiyan Goku from the Cooler movie. I do think he is the best EZA of these. He definitely is the best EZA of the 7. So he gives all types Key 3 and 70% to all stats. Not a bad leader skill. Causes supreme damage with a great chance of stunning the enemy. Is a super attack effect. It's good, especially in something like Super Battle Road. Having a great chance to stun is very good. Not only that, he can perform a critical hit as well. So, Key 2 in attack and defense plus 80% and a high chance of performing a critical hit when HP is 50% or more. I love that. I love that. Again, attack and defense plus 80% no matter what. He does give himself 2 Key, which helps supering, and he has a high chance of performing a critical hit. Now, when HP is 49% or less, which can happen in something like Super Battle Road, he gives himself an extra Key, an extra 20% attack and defense, and has a 70% chance to perform a critical hit. So if you're gonna pick up this guy to rainbow him, or to get more dupes, don't go crit because he has a great chance to crit already. What you want to go for is additionals so that he can do 2 super attacks and have a great chance to stun on both of them, doing as much damage as possible. Next, we have Super Saiyan 3 Goku, which I think is probably, unfortunately, one of the worst here on this list. So he gives 2 Key and 50% to all stats, and he greatly lowers defense on super attack, which is not bad. But his passive skill kind of bothers me, okay? Because he's one of these units that gets weaker the lower HP you have, which I think is a complete misrepresentation of what Super Saiyan 3 actually is. But he gives himself defense plus 40%, and attack plus 80% when HP is 30% or above, plus an additional attack plus 30% when HP is 50% or above, and then plus an additional attack plus 30% when HP is 80% or above. So if you're under 80% HP, you're not getting this off right here. If you're under 50% HP, you're not getting this off. And then if you're under 30% HP, you're getting no attack at all. Okay. Now he gives himself defense plus 40%. What is 40% going to do in today's events? Like, you see what I'm saying? That's why these units, they need re-Z Awakenings, right? Because, yeah, you can give a unit an EZA, but when new units continue to come out, something like STR Cooler, right? Like, this guy doesn't compare to anyone, right? And I feel like an EZA should be up there with other TURs. I'm not saying you should compare EZAs and TURs. I feel like that's comparing LRs to TURs, right? They're in a different class. But I feel like TURs should be able to compete in terms of, damage output or something like that, right? So this guy, I think he's just very, very, very bad. But if you don't have him, I would say, a new unit is a new unit, and he does fit in a few categories as well. So next unit is the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. He is a Kamehameha category lead of Key 3 and 100% to all stats, but he also gives 3 Key and 77% to all stats for all types, which is very good. His super attack greatly raises attack for 1 turn and causes immense damage to enemy, which is pretty decent. So his passive skill, Key 3 and attack and defense plus 77% at the start of turn, plus an additional attack plus 59% when performing a super attack if your team has a Super Saiyan Goku attacking in the same turn. This, unless you're running this guy in Hybrid Saiyans, right? Because you're not going to have Goku in a Hybrid Saiyans team. That 59%, something you really shouldn't worry about. There's so many Super Saiyan Gokus in the game that you're bound to have a few, right? So you shouldn't really worry about that. And you can honestly, it's not a bad limitation. It's not a bad limitation. This guy's actually pretty decent. If this was attack and defense was 59%, that'd be even better. But it's not. It is what it is. But he's definitely up there in this list of 7. Now, the last unit that we have is Ultimate Gohan. So Ultimate Gohan, he's okay. He's not the worst on this list, but he's all right. He gives all types Key 3 and 40% to all stats. A very bad leader skill. I mean, and if you have nothing else better, I guess you can run him as a lead or sub-lead, or something like Super Battle Road. Not Super Battle Road, I mean for Dokkan Battlefield, but if you're running him as a sub-lead, chances are you're not going to be beating anything, right? Because Dokkan Battlefield is pretty tough. But super attack causes supreme damage to enemy and raises attack for 6 turns, which is pretty good. And then his passive skill, Key 3 and attack plus 100%. That should have been attack and defense plus 100%, by the way. And then it says defense plus 120% when HP is 80% or above. And if you drop below 80%, defense plus 40% and performs a critical hit once only. So I understand why they put that once only in there, because someone who's smart would keep your team under 80% HP. So this guy just continues to perform crits. It just makes sense, right? But I feel like defense plus 40% is such a huge drop off for defense plus 120%. Like that's like maybe make this like 80% or something, or I don't know, because you're trading defense for power, right? Which again, it makes sense, but it is what it is. This guy is pretty decent as well. So Hybrid Saiyans, Majin Buu Saga, Goku's family, siblings bond, Kamehameha, and revenge are his categories. I think we need a new Ultimate Gohan in the game. So what if we had a Gohan in the Kai clothing, right? And he has a transformation into his Mystic or Ultimate Gohan form, right? Whichever term you prefer. And the transformation animation would be him pulling out the Z Sword to unlock that power. I think that'd be really dope. Let me know what you guys think. But these are all the 7 units. Hopefully I was able to help you pick which unit you actually want to choose. There are 7 units here. Again, these last 4, you can only choose one of them, but the other Kamehameha units, you can choose 3. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.